Friends, if you're excited to watch the super fun, heartwarming, and entertaining movie Good Boy 2025 in English, then you have landed in the perfect spot. If this is your first time visiting our channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you never miss out on exciting movie updates, reviews, and all the latest inside scoops from the world of cinema. Today, we're going to dive deep into a movie that has already got everyone talking, Good Boy 2025. In this video, we will cover everything you need to know about this film, from the storyline to the cast, and from technical details to where you can watch it. Friends, first of all, we will talk about what this movie is really about. Good Boy 2025 is a film that promises laughter, emotions, and a story that will touch your heart. Whether you love thrilling adventures, feel-good family stories, or just a movie that makes you smile from start to finish, this film has a little bit of everything. I will also share with you all the details about which OTT platforms or satellite channels will be streaming this movie so you can plan your movie night perfectly. But that's not all. We will also explore the technical side of the film, including how the pre-production was planned, how the filming was carried out, and the post-production magic that brings everything together. We'll take a look at the music department, which has created some amazing tracks that really add to the emotion and fun of the movie. We'll also talk about the film's budget, box office collection, and how it's performing with audiences, so you get the full picture of this blockbuster. On top of all that, we'll dive into the story itself, and I'll give you a small review of the storyline, highlighting the most exciting moments, the twists and turns, and why this movie is definitely worth watching. We'll also talk about the star cast, the actors' performances, which characters they play, and how each actor has brought their role to life. You'll get all the interesting behind-the-scenes facts and tidbits that make this film unique, from fun stories during shooting to the creative choices that shaped the final movie. So, friends, make sure you watch this video till the very end because by the time we're done, you will know everything there is to know about Good Boy 2025. From its story and stars to the music, technical brilliance, and where to watch it, we've got you covered. So, let's get started and dive into the world of Good Boy 2025. Good Boy 2025 opens with a bright and lively introduction to its world, instantly drawing viewers into a story that balances heart, humor, and adventure. The very first scenes establish the central character, a spirited and mischievous young boy whose curiosity and boundless energy immediately make him relatable and charming. From the beginning, the film sets up a small-town environment that feels familiar, cozy, and full of personality. At first glance, it seems like a story about ordinary life, but very quickly, unusual events begin to unfold, pulling the audience into a world where the ordinary and the extraordinary collide in the most entertaining ways. The narrative mainly follows a linear path, taking us through the boy's journey step by step, but it occasionally experiments with perspective, offering glimpses into the thoughts and motivations of other characters. These shifts in perspective add layers to the story, allowing us to see the same events from multiple angles and giving the film an engaging depth without making it confusing or disjointed. As the plot moves forward, the first major turning point comes when the boy encounters a challenge that forces him to step out of his comfort zone. This challenge is cleverly designed, serving both as an action-packed sequence and a character-defining moment. It shows how he responds under pressure, how he interacts with his friends and family, and how he begins to understand his own strengths and weaknesses. Conflict drives the narrative forward in multiple forms. External obstacles such as tricky situations, rival characters, and unexpected adventures create suspense and excitement, while internal conflicts explore his fears, doubts, and moral choices. These conflicts are intertwined with the story's themes of friendship, courage, self-discovery, and the joy of embracing life's unpredictability. One of the most engaging aspects of Good Boy 2025 is its dynamic pacing. The movie alternates between fast-paced, comedic sequences full of chaos, laughter, and surprises, and slower, more tender moments that allow the audience to emotionally connect with the characters. This ebb and flow of action and emotion keeps the narrative fresh and engaging, making each twist and turn feel impactful. Around the midpoint of the film, a significant plot twist occurs that shifts the direction of the boy's journey. This twist is unexpected yet logical, reshaping the story and prompting both the protagonist and the audience to reconsider what they thought they knew. It also reinforces the thematic elements of the film, showing that growth often comes from challenges and that sometimes lessons appear in the most surprising ways. As the story progresses toward the climax, multiple narrative threads converge in an exhilarating and emotionally satisfying way. The stakes are higher than ever, both externally with the adventures and challenges he faces, and internally as the boy must confront his fears and make critical decisions. Each character's arc is highlighted during this phase, showing growth, change, and the development of meaningful relationships. The climax combines action, comedy, and heartfelt emotion seamlessly, creating a sequence that is both thrilling and touching. Emotional moments land powerfully as viewers witness the boy's courage, determination, and compassion culminating in a series of resolutions that feel earned and deeply satisfying. The resolution of Good Boy 2025 is carefully handled, offering closure while leaving a sense of wonder and optimism. Loose ends are tied up in ways that feel natural, the characters' journeys reach satisfying conclusions, and the overarching themes of friendship, bravery, and personal growth shine through. However, the story leaves a little room for imagination, hinting at new adventures and possibilities beyond the scope of the film, which keeps the audience thinking long after the credits roll. Throughout the movie, the storytelling is playful, inventive, and full of heart. Humor, surprises, and emotional depth are woven seamlessly into the plot, ensuring that the audience remains engaged from start to finish. The combination of conventional linear storytelling with small experiments in perspective, pacing, and narrative focus makes Good Boy 2025 feel both familiar and refreshingly original. Every turning point, conflict, and character choice contributes to a rich, entertaining, and emotionally resonant experience that keeps viewers hooked while delivering a satisfying journey full of laughter, excitement, and heartfelt moments. In Good Boy 2025, character development is one of the most captivating aspects of the film, and it's handled with a lot of care, depth, and fun. The protagonist, the mischievous and adventurous young boy, is immediately engaging because he feels real. He's curious, impulsive, and full of life. At the start of the movie, he's portrayed as a playful, sometimes reckless kid who dives into situations headfirst, often creating chaos around him. But what makes his character fascinating is that these traits aren't just for laughs. They are the foundation for his growth. As the story unfolds, every obstacle he faces, every mistake he makes, and every friendship he forms contributes to his transformation. He begins to learn about responsibility, empathy, courage, and the consequences of his actions. This journey from carefree innocence to thoughtful bravery is gradual and natural, giving the audience a satisfying and relatable arc to follow. The supporting characters are equally well-crafted and layered. Family members are not just peripheral figures. They have their own personalities, quirks, and emotional journeys. Each family member interacts with the boy in ways that reveal new sides of his personality. For instance, a parent might provide guidance in a gentle, humorous way, while a sibling or a friend challenges him, forcing him to think critically and make important decisions. These interactions are essential because they not only drive the plot forward but also show the audience how the boy evolves in response to his environment and relationships. Friends in the story are more than companions. They are catalysts for personal growth. The way friendships are portrayed is dynamic. There are moments of loyalty and trust, misunderstandings and arguments, and ultimately reconciliation and strengthened bonds. These layers make the boy's social world feel real and emotionally resonant. Even characters who initially seem antagonistic or challenging are portrayed with depth. Rather than being simple villains, they have motivations and backstories that make their actions understandable and, sometimes, even sympathetic. This allows the protagonist's confrontations with them to serve as meaningful lessons rather than just conflict for entertainment's sake. Through these challenges, the audience sees multiple facets of the boy's character: his cleverness in navigating problems, his compassion for others, his stubbornness, and his growing emotional intelligence. Each obstacle becomes an opportunity for him to learn and grow, making his transformation feel earned and satisfying. Minor characters and comic relief figures are also cleverly used to enrich character development. These characters, while seemingly small or secondary, influence the protagonist's journey in significant ways. They may provide unexpected wisdom, create humorous situations that highlight his ingenuity, or pose challenges that test his courage and patience. The inclusion of these characters adds texture to the narrative and reinforces the boy's personality traits in a subtle yet effective manner. The emotional arc of the protagonist is another standout feature. Across the film, he experiences triumphs, setbacks, moments of doubt, and bursts of joy. These highs and lows are not just plot devices. They are carefully designed to show progression in his personality and mindset. You see him gradually become more thoughtful, resilient, and self-aware, while still retaining the charm, energy, and playfulness that define him. By the climax of the film, the boy's journey feels complete, with visible growth that resonates emotionally with the audience. Relationships in Good Boy 2025 are central to the character development. Family bonds, friendships, rivalries, and mentor-like connections all play pivotal roles in shaping the boy's experiences. Conflicts in these relationships are not superficial. They test the characters, challenge their perceptions, and force them to grow. Whether it's learning to trust, forgiving a friend, or understanding a parent's perspective, these relational dynamics add depth to both the narrative and the characters themselves. Every bond in the film is meaningful, showing how interactions influence the boy's development and how he, in turn, affects those around him. The film's supporting cast also has well-defined arcs. Friends and companions each have individual challenges and growth moments, which intersect with the protagonist's journey. Their development is intertwined with the main storyline, creating a rich ensemble where each character contributes to the emotional weight and entertainment value of the film. Conflicts, misunderstandings, and reconciliations are portrayed in ways that feel genuine, and the humor, empathy, and creativity of each character make them memorable. Overall, Good Boy 2025 excels in character development because every figure in the story, major or minor, feels purposeful, multidimensional, and engaging. The protagonist's growth from playful impulsiveness to brave, thoughtful maturity is complemented by the arcs of those around him, creating a story that is both emotionally satisfying and fun to watch. Relationships, motivations, and conflicts are intricately tied to the narrative, ensuring that the audience feels invested in each character's journey. The clever writing, relatable personalities, and carefully crafted transformations make the characters come alive, keeping viewers entertained, emotionally connected, and eagerly following the story from start to finish. In Good Boy 2025, the performances are one of the defining strengths of the film, elevating the story from a simple narrative into a fully immersive experience. The lead actor, portraying the mischievous and adventurous young boy, is an absolute scene stealer. From the very first scene, his energy and charisma command attention, instantly making the audience care about his journey. He isn't just acting out the character, he lives it. His playful antics, curious explorations, and spontaneous reactions feel entirely organic, making the character relatable and engaging. But what truly sets his performance apart is the depth he brings to the more emotional moments. When faced with challenges, mistakes, or moments of self-doubt, his expressions, body language, and vocal inflections communicate vulnerability, growth, and determination in a way that feels genuine rather than forced. He effortlessly balances comedy, drama, and emotional nuance, which makes his journey compelling and enjoyable to watch. The supporting cast is equally impressive and plays a crucial role in enhancing the story. Family members are portrayed with warmth, humor, and authenticity. Parents bring both authority and tenderness, showcasing the love, frustration, and guidance that shape the boy's growth. Siblings or extended family members add layers of humor, rivalry, and affection, giving the protagonist's world a sense of realism and depth. These interactions are not just background. They actively influence the lead's development, and the actors deliver them with timing and subtlety that feels natural. Their performances highlight different facets of the protagonist's personality, whether it's his cleverness, stubbornness, or emerging maturity. The friends of the protagonist are another highlight of the film's performances. Each friend has a distinct personality, and the actors bring these traits to life in a way that adds charm and humor to the story. From playful banter and comic mishaps to moments of heartfelt support and loyalty, these performances make friendships feel believable and relatable. The ensemble cast shares excellent chemistry, making group interactions lively and entertaining, and the timing of comedic sequences is spot on, creating laughs without undermining the emotional weight of the story. The way these relationships evolve on screen, through misunderstandings, conflicts, reconciliations, and shared triumphs, adds richness to both character development and the narrative itself. Even characters who create obstacles or conflicts for the protagonist are given strong performances that add dimension to the story. Rather than being one-dimensional antagonists, these characters are portrayed with motivations, quirks, and emotions that make them believable and engaging. Whether it's a rival, an authority figure, or an unexpected challenger, the actors give these roles subtlety and depth. This adds stakes and tension to the narrative and allows the audience to understand the challenges the protagonist faces in a more nuanced way. These interactions not only heighten the drama but also give the lead opportunities to showcase growth, cleverness, and emotional resilience. The emotional range displayed by the cast is particularly noteworthy. The lead moves seamlessly between playful exuberance, comedic chaos, tender vulnerability, and courageous determination, keeping viewers constantly engaged. Supporting actors mirror this versatility, bringing humor, empathy, and authenticity to every scene they appear in. Even minor characters contribute to the emotional landscape, providing moments of levity, wisdom, or conflict that enhance the protagonist's journey. This attention to emotional detail ensures that the audience is invested in the characters, laughs at their antics, and feels the highs and lows of their adventures. Another standout aspect of the performances in Good Boy 2025 is the chemistry between actors. Interactions between friends, family, and rivals feel entirely genuine, with natural dialogue delivery, expressive body language, and subtle reactions that convey a depth of relationship beyond what is written in the script. Playful teasing, heartfelt conversations, tense confrontations, and shared celebrations all come alive because of the actors' ability to inhabit their roles fully. This chemistry enhances both the humor and the emotional stakes, making relationships feel dynamic, meaningful, and entertaining. Physical performance is another element that adds to the believability and charm of the film. The actors' use of gestures, facial expressions, and movement helps communicate emotions and personality traits in ways that dialogue alone cannot. The lead's playful energy, the subtle glances of understanding between friends, the body language of a cautious or frustrated parent, all these nonverbal cues contribute to the storytelling, enriching both character development and audience engagement. Overall, the performances in Good Boy 2025 are layered, vibrant, and essential to the film's appeal. The lead actor brings the protagonist to life with charisma, emotion, and relatability, while the supporting cast enhances the narrative with warmth, humor, depth, and authenticity. Every actor, from the central characters to the smallest roles, contributes to creating a believable and emotionally engaging world. Their collective performances elevate the story, making it not just entertaining but emotionally resonant, ensuring that viewers are fully invested in the characters' journeys from start to finish. In Good Boy 2025, the director's influence is woven into every frame, every scene, and every performance, creating a film that feels alive, vibrant, and emotionally engaging. From the opening moments, it's clear that the director has a strong grasp of tone and mood, balancing humor, adventure, and heartfelt emotions seamlessly. The first scenes introduce the young protagonist in a playful, bustling environment, immediately immersing the audience in his energetic world. The way these introductory sequences are framed, paced, and performed shows the director's skill in establishing both character and setting in a way that is visually captivating and emotionally engaging. There's a rhythm to the storytelling that keeps the audience hooked. Scenes transition smoothly from lively, chaotic moments to slower, introspective beats, allowing viewers to laugh, empathize, and stay invested in the narrative at every turn. One of the most striking aspects of the direction is the pacing. The director carefully balances high-energy sequences with quieter, reflective moments, ensuring that neither the comedy nor the emotional depth overwhelms the story. Adventure sequences, mischief, and playful chaos are timed with precision, giving the audience a sense of excitement and momentum. At the same time, scenes of emotional reflection, character introspection, or relationship development are given the space to resonate, allowing viewers to connect with the characters on a deeper level. This pacing is instrumental in maintaining engagement throughout the film, keeping the story dynamic and unpredictable while also emphasizing the protagonist's growth. Stylistically, the director employs several creative choices that elevate the film. Shot composition is inventive and often playful, mirroring the protagonist's perspective. Wide shots capture the scope of chaotic adventures or the environment around him, creating a sense of scale and immersion. Medium shots and close-ups focus on expressions, gestures, and subtle interactions, revealing character emotions and inner thoughts that words alone cannot convey. Camera movement is used thoughtfully. Tracking shots follow the protagonist through action sequences, giving viewers a feeling of immediacy and involvement, while slower, static shots provide stillness and reflection during emotionally charged moments. These visual techniques enhance storytelling by aligning the audience's perspective with the protagonist's experiences, making the journey more immersive and engaging. The director's narrative vision is also impressive in how it balances linear storytelling with small creative experiments. While the plot moves generally forward in time, occasional shifts in perspective, flashbacks, or cutaways give depth to secondary characters and events, adding layers to the story without causing confusion. Humor, emotional beats, and action sequences are woven together seamlessly, demonstrating the director's understanding of timing and tone. Each scene feels purposeful, whether it's building character, advancing the plot, or providing visual and emotional delight. This approach ensures that the story remains engaging, dynamic, and emotionally resonant throughout. Collaboration with the actors is another key element that shapes the film's direction. Performances feel natural, spontaneous, and full of personality, indicating that the director created an environment where actors could explore and inhabit their characters fully. The lead actor, portraying the mischievous young boy, thrives under this direction, delivering moments of humor, vulnerability, and courage that feel genuine. The supporting cast also benefits from this guidance, giving performances that enhance the protagonist's journey and the overall emotional impact of the story. Even minor characters are given room to shine, contributing to the richness of the narrative and the believability of the film's world. Visual storytelling is enhanced through deliberate choices in lighting, color, and set design. Bright, warm colors dominate scenes of playfulness, adventure, and joy, reinforcing the tone and energy of the story. In contrast, more muted lighting and carefully composed scenes highlight introspection, tension, or emotional vulnerability, guiding the audience's feelings without relying solely on dialogue. The director uses these elements to subtly influence mood, emphasize character emotions, and create a cinematic experience that is visually appealing and emotionally resonant. The director's handling of ensemble scenes is also noteworthy. Group interactions, whether chaotic adventures with friends, family dynamics, or confrontations with challenging characters, are orchestrated to maintain clarity, pacing, and comedic timing. Each character's presence contributes to the scene without overwhelming it, allowing relationships, conflicts, and humor to play out naturally. This careful choreography of performance, movement, and camera placement highlights the director's skill in managing multiple narrative elements simultaneously. Another strength lies in the integration of multiple layers of storytelling. Adventure, comedy, friendship, family dynamics, and personal growth are intertwined without feeling cluttered or disjointed. The director ensures that each element complements the others, using pacing, framing, and narrative focus to emphasize the most important moments. Emotional beats are highlighted, humor is timed perfectly, and action sequences maintain excitement while contributing to character development. This balance creates a cohesive and engaging narrative experience that keeps the audience entertained and invested throughout. The director also pays attention to subtle details that enhance the film's impact. Gestures, expressions, and micro-interactions between characters are captured thoughtfully, adding realism and nuance. The playful curiosity of the protagonist, the tender concern of a parent, the loyal camaraderie of friends, and even minor expressions of rival characters are framed and emphasized in ways that deepen the audience's emotional connection. These details demonstrate the director's meticulous approach to storytelling, showing care for both the big picture and the finer points of cinematic craft. Overall, the direction of Good Boy 2025 shapes the film in every meaningful way. Through inventive shot composition, careful pacing, thoughtful visual storytelling, and skillful actor guidance, the director creates a world that is lively, emotionally rich, and visually engaging. The tone is balanced between comedy, adventure, and heart. The narrative flows seamlessly while experimenting with perspective and timing, and the performances are elevated to feel genuine and impactful. Every choice, from framing and lighting to rhythm and character interactions, serves the story and ensures that the audience is fully immersed in the protagonist's journey. The director's vision makes Good Boy 2025 not just a film to watch, but an experience to enjoy, laugh with, and feel deeply connected to. In Good Boy 2025, the cinematography plays a crucial role in bringing the story to life, making every scene visually engaging and emotionally resonant. From the very first moments, it's clear that the camera work is designed to immerse the audience in the protagonist's world. The film uses a mix of wide, medium, and close-up shots to capture both the energy of adventurous sequences and the subtlety of emotional moments. Wide shots are often employed to showcase the environment, whether it's the bustling town, a sprawling playground, or a chaotic adventure setting. These shots give a sense of scale and context, letting viewers fully appreciate the world the protagonist inhabits while highlighting the scope of his journey. Close-ups are used thoughtfully throughout the film to emphasize character emotions and reactions. Subtle expressions, gestures, and eye movements are captured in ways that convey vulnerability, curiosity, or determination, allowing the audience to connect deeply with the characters. The framing of these shots often centers the protagonist, keeping him as the visual and emotional focal point while still incorporating elements of the surrounding environment to add context and visual interest. Medium shots bridge the gap between wide and close-up shots, balancing character interaction with the setting, particularly in scenes involving friendships, family dynamics, or small group adventures. Lighting in Good Boy 2025 is both functional and expressive, shaping the mood and tone of each scene. Bright, warm lighting dominates playful, comedic, and adventurous sequences, enhancing the sense of fun and energy. Sunlight streaming through windows, colorful outdoor settings, and lively interiors all contribute to a cheerful and inviting atmosphere. In contrast, more muted or carefully controlled lighting is used in moments of tension, introspection, or emotional vulnerability. Shadows, softer light, and color contrasts subtly guide the audience's emotional response, highlighting the stakes, emphasizing suspense, or drawing attention to a character's inner thoughts. The cinematographer's control over lighting ensures that every scene communicates more than just action. It communicates feeling. Camera angles and movement are another area where the cinematography shines. Dynamic tracking shots follow the protagonist through action sequences, giving the audience a sense of immediacy and placing them directly in the adventure. Low-angle shots are occasionally used to emphasize the protagonist's courage or to make certain obstacles feel larger than life, while high-angle shots provide perspective, showing the scale of a chaotic environment or the relationships between characters. Creative angles are also used for comedic effect, exaggerating mishaps or playful interactions to enhance humor without detracting from the story. There are visually striking moments throughout the film that stand out due to their composition and cinematographic choices. For instance, sequences involving group play or chaotic adventures are framed in a way that highlights both the action and the relationships between characters, using depth, layering, and movement to keep the eye engaged. Emotional turning points often feature carefully composed shots that isolate a character in a frame, emphasizing their feelings and drawing the audience into their perspective. Even subtle visual motifs, like repeated use of certain colors or framing patterns, contribute to the narrative's cohesion and thematic resonance. The cinematography also plays a key role in building atmosphere and tension. During moments of conflict, challenge, or suspense, the camera moves deliberately, combining angles, focus shifts, and lighting contrasts to heighten anticipation. Conversely, in joyful or comedic moments, the cinematography is more playful, with lively camera movement, bright colors, and framing that captures the energy and interactions of the characters. This adaptability ensures that the visual language of the film matches the emotional rhythm of the story. Set design and location are captured beautifully by the cinematography, allowing the audience to feel fully immersed in the world of Good Boy 2025. Details in the environment, from cluttered rooms to expansive playgrounds, are framed in ways that enhance storytelling, revealing character traits, emphasizing obstacles, or highlighting humorous situations. Camera focus and depth of field choices guide attention naturally, ensuring that key elements are always clear while still creating a visually rich scene. Overall, the cinematography in Good Boy 2025 is an essential storytelling tool. Through inventive framing, dynamic camera movement, expressive lighting, and visually striking compositions, the cinematographer enhances humor, emotion, and adventure at every turn. The film uses its visual language to immerse the audience, create atmosphere, emphasize character development, and make every moment memorable. Whether capturing playful chaos, tender emotional beats, or adventurous thrills, the camera work ensures that viewers are not just watching the story, they're experiencing it. In Good Boy 2025, the editing plays a central role in shaping the film's rhythm, energy, and overall storytelling experience. From the opening moments, it's clear that every cut, transition, and sequence has been carefully designed to maintain engagement and keep the audience immersed in the protagonist's world. The film flows smoothly, moving effortlessly between high-energy sequences, comedic chaos, tender emotional beats, and adventurous escapades. The editors have struck a balance that allows the story to breathe while ensuring that momentum never falters, making the viewing experience both dynamic and enjoyable. Action and comedic sequences are tightly edited, with cuts timed to maximize energy, humor, and visual impact. Rapid-fire edits during chaotic scenes, like the protagonist getting into playful mischief or navigating an adventurous challenge, create a sense of immediacy and excitement. The audience is swept along with the character, feeling every movement, mishap, and triumphant moment. Yet these sequences are never overwhelming. The editing allows for clarity, ensuring that viewers can follow the action while still being entertained. Quick reaction shots, inserts of character expressions, and cleverly timed visual gags enhance both humor and storytelling, showing that the editors have a keen sense of comedic timing. Conversely, quieter or more emotionally charged moments are given space through longer takes, measured pacing, and smooth transitions. Scenes of reflection, heartfelt conversations, or tender family interactions are allowed to unfold naturally, giving the audience time to connect with the characters and their experiences. The contrast between fast-paced sequences and slower, intimate moments creates a rhythm that mirrors the protagonist's journey, emphasizing highs and lows, tension and relief, and humor and vulnerability. This variation in pacing makes the film feel alive and multidimensional rather than monotonous or predictable. Transitions between scenes are seamless, with clever visual or audio cues guiding the audience from one moment to the next. Match cuts, dissolves, and subtle shifts in camera movement or perspective are used to maintain narrative cohesion while keeping the story visually interesting. These techniques prevent the audience from feeling jarred by scene changes and help maintain immersion, whether the film is moving from an adventurous chase to a quiet family moment or from a comedic setup to an emotional revelation. The editors also pay attention to the rhythm of dialogue and interactions. Conversations are cut in a way that feels natural, maintaining the flow of speech, comedic timing, and emotional beats. Pauses are given weight, reactions are framed perfectly, and overlapping dialogue or playful interruptions are handled with precision, enhancing both realism and entertainment. This careful attention to timing ensures that the audience is consistently engaged with the characters and story, feeling both the humor and the heart in equal measure. Montage sequences, when used, are dynamic and purposeful. They convey the passage of time, highlight the protagonist's growth, or summarize a series of events without slowing the narrative. These sequences are edited to be visually appealing, narratively coherent, and rhythmically engaging, often paired with music cues that enhance emotion or energy. Even small cuts, reaction shots, or insert shots are used strategically to emphasize humor, highlight details, or heighten tension, showing that every edit contributes to the story's impact. The film's editing also contributes to the emotional arcs of the characters. By controlling pacing, shot duration, and scene transitions, the editors emphasize moments of tension, vulnerability, joy, or triumph. A well-timed cut can turn a simple glance or gesture into a powerful emotional beat, and sequences of parallel action build anticipation and excitement effectively. The rhythm established through editing ensures that the audience is emotionally aligned with the protagonist's journey, experiencing highs and lows in sync with the narrative. Even in ensemble scenes or sequences with multiple moving elements, the editing maintains clarity while keeping the energy intact. The focus shifts between characters and actions in a way that is easy to follow but still dynamic, ensuring that no moment feels confusing or lost. This precision keeps the storytelling tight while enhancing both comedic and dramatic effects. Overall, the editing and pacing in Good Boy 2025 create a lively, immersive, and emotionally engaging viewing experience. The film flows with purpose, balancing fast-paced adventure and comedy with slower, heartfelt moments. Seamless transitions, clever timing, and thoughtful rhythm keep the audience invested in the characters and story, ensuring that every moment, whether thrilling, funny, or touching, lands effectively. The editor's careful craftsmanship makes the narrative feel alive, entertaining, and emotionally resonant from start to finish. In Good Boy 2025, the soundtrack and score are integral to the storytelling, acting almost like an invisible character that guides the audience's emotions and enhances the energy of every scene. From the first moments, music sets the tone, drawing viewers into the playful, adventurous world of the protagonist. The score is lively and whimsical during scenes of mischief, curiosity, or playful chaos, perfectly matching the boys' boundless energy. Lighthearted instruments, upbeat tempos, and cheerful melodies make even simple actions feel dynamic, emphasizing the fun and adventure inherent in his journey. The film's score is also highly effective at emotional storytelling. During reflective or tender moments, the music softens, using slower tempos, gentle instrumentation, and carefully chosen harmonies to convey warmth, vulnerability, or introspection. These musical cues subtly guide the audience's feelings, ensuring that each scene resonates emotionally without needing to rely solely on dialogue or performance. A quiet moment accompanied by the right note or motif can heighten empathy, making a simple glance or small interaction feel profound. Recurring motifs are cleverly used to tie the story together. For example, the protagonist might have a signature melody associated with his curiosity or adventurous spirit, which appears at key points during the film, whether he is embarking on a new challenge, discovering something exciting, or experiencing growth. These musical callbacks create cohesion, subtly reinforcing character development and emotional beats throughout the narrative. Similarly, motifs linked to relationships, like friendship, family, or rivalry, appear in varying forms depending on the scene, adding layers of meaning to interactions and making the audience feel more connected to the story. The soundtrack is also adept at building tension and anticipation. During adventurous or suspenseful sequences, the score shifts to faster tempos, rising crescendos, and rhythmic patterns that heighten excitement without overwhelming the scene. Conversely, silence or minimal sound is used strategically to emphasize surprise, reflection, or tension, proving that absence of music can be just as powerful as its presence. This dynamic interplay between sound, silence, and score allows the audience to feel every moment, whether it's suspenseful, funny, or emotionally poignant. Humor is enhanced by musical cues in clever and subtle ways. A comedic mishap, playful prank, or chaotic chase is often accompanied by perfectly timed stings, rhythmic accents, or whimsical melodies that accentuate the action. The music doesn't overtake the visuals or dialogue but complements them, amplifying the humor and creating a more immersive and enjoyable experience. Timing is key, and the soundtrack in Good Boy 2025 is finely tuned to deliver both emotional and comedic impact in perfect synchronization with the narrative. The integration of the score with the story is seamless. Whether during high-energy adventure sequences, tender family moments, or comedic interludes, the music feels like an extension of the narrative rather than a separate layer. It shifts subtly in tone, intensity, and instrumentation to match the scene, enhancing immersion and making the audience feel as though they are experiencing the story alongside the characters. There's a careful balance between foreground and background music, ensuring that the score supports rather than distracts, highlighting key moments while maintaining natural flow. The film also incorporates occasional diegetic music, sounds that exist within the world of the characters, which adds realism and enriches the viewing experience. Whether it's a song playing on a radio, a background tune in a public space, or a playful hum that a character sings, these musical elements interact organically with the score, creating layers of sound that deepen the connection between audience and story. Memorable compositions punctuate key story arcs. Adventure sequences, comedic set pieces, and emotional turning points all have musical accompaniment that enhances their impact. For instance, the protagonist's moments of triumph or discovery are often marked by rising melodies and uplifting instrumentation, creating a sense of excitement and achievement. Emotional reconciliations or reflective beats are underscored by gentle piano, strings, or woodwinds, giving weight to relationships and growth in ways that resonate long after the scene ends. Overall, the soundtrack and score of Good Boy 2025 are meticulously crafted to support, enhance, and amplify the narrative. Through playful melodies, recurring motifs, dynamic shifts in tempo, and strategic use of silence, the music guides the audience's emotions, heightens humor and adventure, and deepens emotional resonance. It blends seamlessly with the performances, cinematography, and editing, making the viewing experience immersive, entertaining, and emotionally satisfying. Every note, rhythm, and pause contributes to storytelling, creating a vibrant musical landscape that mirrors the energy, heart, and charm of the protagonist's journey. In Good Boy 2025, beneath all the laughter, playful chaos, and adventurous antics, there's a rich layer of themes and messages that give the film surprising depth. One of the most prominent themes is the journey of growth and self-discovery. The protagonist's mischievous nature and boundless curiosity are not just for entertainment. They serve as the foundation for a story about learning, resilience, and personal development. Each obstacle, challenge, and moment of mischief becomes an opportunity for him to understand responsibility, empathy, and the consequences of his actions. The film communicates this theme organically, letting the audience see the character's growth unfold naturally through his interactions, choices, and adventures rather than relying on overt moralizing. Friendship and human connection are also central to the film's thematic core. The relationships between the protagonist and his friends are portrayed with authenticity, humor, and emotional resonance. The story explores how loyalty, trust, and understanding are built over time, and how conflicts, misunderstandings, and reconciliations are integral parts of meaningful relationships. These themes are reinforced not just through dialogue but through actions, reactions, and shared experiences, making the lessons about friendship feel genuine and relatable. The film subtly shows that growing up isn't just about individual accomplishments. It's about learning to navigate relationships, support others, and value the bonds we form along the way. Family dynamics play a significant thematic role as well. The protagonist's interactions with parents, siblings, or extended family members highlight the importance of communication, empathy, and shared experiences. The film portrays family as a source of guidance, challenge, and unconditional support, showing how familial relationships shape a young person's understanding of the world. Even conflicts within the family are handled with nuance, emphasizing compromise, understanding, and the idea that growth often comes from navigating imperfect but loving relationships. Courage and resilience are recurring messages throughout the film. Whether the protagonist is facing a playful challenge, a personal fear, or a tricky situation, The narrative emphasizes the importance of facing obstacles with determination, creativity, and a willingness to learn from mistakes. These moments are conveyed in ways that feel natural and entertaining rather than preachy, with the characters' energy, humor, and problem-solving driving the thematic message. The audience experiences these lessons alongside the protagonist, celebrating victories, learning from setbacks, and feeling the emotional weight of his growth. Adventure and curiosity are woven into the thematic fabric of the story as well. The film celebrates exploration, imagination, and the joy of discovery, showing how curiosity can lead to new experiences, knowledge, and personal development. The narrative encourages embracing the unknown, taking risks, and finding joy in learning, even when the outcomes are unpredictable or chaotic. This theme resonates with audiences because it reflects the universal experience of growing up, experimenting, and finding one's place in the world. Underlying these themes are subtle ideas about empathy and perspective. Throughout the story, the protagonist encounters situations that challenge his assumptions, force him to consider others' viewpoints, and expand his understanding of the world around him. These moments encourage viewers to think beyond themselves and recognize the impact of their actions on others, reinforcing the film's broader messages about connection, kindness, and social awareness. Thematically, humor and fun are not just surface elements, they reinforce deeper messages. Comedic situations often highlight character traits, illustrate lessons in problem-solving, or underscore the consequences of impulsive actions. The film uses laughter as a vehicle for learning and growth, making its messages feel approachable and engaging rather than forced or didactic. This blending of entertainment and thematic depth is part of what makes the film resonate with both younger audiences and adults. Good Boy 2025 also touches on the importance of perseverance and adaptability. The protagonist's journey is filled with unexpected challenges, playful chaos, and mistakes, and the story emphasizes that setbacks are opportunities for learning rather than reasons for discouragement. This theme is communicated through narrative structure, character development, and even visual and musical cues, reinforcing the idea that personal growth is an ongoing process shaped by experience, creativity, and resilience. Overall, the themes and messages in Good Boy 2025 are layered, thoughtfully integrated, and subtly reinforced throughout the story. Growth, friendship, family, courage, curiosity, empathy, and perseverance are explored in ways that feel natural, entertaining, and emotionally resonant. Rather than hitting the audience over the head with morals, the film communicates its ideas through action, emotion, and character interactions, allowing viewers to absorb the messages organically while enjoying the humor, adventure, and heart of the narrative. The thematic richness gives the film staying power, leaving audiences with thought-provoking ideas and meaningful takeaways that linger long after the credits roll. In Good Boy 2025, the visual effects and CGI play a significant role in creating the adventurous and whimsical world of the film, seamlessly blending with practical effects to enhance immersion rather than distract. Right from the opening sequences, viewers are introduced to a vibrant environment where fantastical elements coexist with the realistic setting of the protagonist's everyday life. The CGI is used thoughtfully, often to amplify the sense of wonder, exaggerate playful scenarios, or bring imaginative concepts to life, all while maintaining a natural feel that fits within the story's universe. The film strikes an impressive balance between digital and practical effects. Practical effects, such as physical props, stunts, and interactive set pieces, ground the film in reality, giving actors tangible elements to interact with. These moments feel immediate and believable, creating a sense of authenticity in the protagonist's world. CGI is layered on top of these practical effects to enhance action, scale, or imagination. For instance, when the boy embarks on chaotic adventures or encounters exaggerated playful mishaps, CGI is used to heighten the spectacle without overshadowing the practical performances, ensuring the effects feel part of the story rather than artificial add-ons. The integration of CGI into the story is particularly effective during moments of imaginative or heightened reality. Elements such as playful exaggerations, whimsical props, or adventurous set pieces are brought to life digitally with attention to detail and movement, creating a dynamic visual language that matches the protagonist's energetic perspective. The effects are smooth, natural, and carefully aligned with the physical action, so the audience never feels pulled out of the narrative. Even sequences that rely heavily on digital imagery maintain continuity with the film's tone, allowing viewers to remain immersed in the story world. One of the strengths of Good Boy 2025's visual effects is their use to enhance humor and storytelling. CGI is often employed to exaggerate playful chaos, create amusing visual gags, or highlight character reactions. For example, a minor accident, a mischievous stunt, or a fantastical obstacle might be amplified through digital effects in a way that emphasizes comedy without feeling jarring. These visual cues complement the actors' performances and the editing, contributing to the overall rhythm and entertainment value of the film. In addition to comedy, visual effects are used to underscore action and adventure. Sequences involving playful chases, imaginative exploration, or creative problem-solving are often enhanced with subtle CGI to increase scale or add dynamic movement. The effects contribute to a sense of energy and excitement, making these moments more engaging while still feeling rooted in the protagonist's world. Camera angles, lighting, and framing are carefully coordinated with digital elements, ensuring that the visual effects enhance rather than distract from the story. Lighting and texturing in CGI are handled with precision to maintain consistency with the practical environments. Shadows, reflections, and color grading are matched carefully, allowing digital elements to blend naturally into real-world sets and locations. This attention to detail ensures that viewers are not jolted out of the story by visual inconsistencies and that the fantastical elements feel like a seamless extension of the physical world. The film also uses visual effects strategically to highlight emotional beats and character growth. Subtle enhancements, such as exaggerated expressions, playful visual motifs, or imaginative sequences reflecting the protagonist's perspective, help communicate internal states or thematic ideas. These effects are integrated thoughtfully, supporting storytelling rather than overshadowing it, and they help reinforce the playful yet meaningful tone of the film. Overall, the visual effects and CGI in Good Boy 2025 are expertly executed, blending seamlessly with practical effects and the live-action performances. They enhance humor, adventure, and imagination without ever feeling distracting or overdone. By combining practical and digital elements thoughtfully, the filmmakers create a visually rich, immersive world that draws the audience into the protagonist's experiences. The effects support storytelling, highlight emotional beats, and amplify comedy and spectacle, making the film both fun to watch and visually captivating. In Good Boy 2025, the set design and locations play a pivotal role in immersing the audience into the protagonist's world, making every environment feel vibrant, lived in, and full of story potential. From the very first scene, it's clear that production designers have paid careful attention to detail, ensuring that each space, whether it's the protagonist's home, school, neighborhood, or imaginative adventure settings, conveys personality, atmosphere, and narrative purpose. The sets are not merely backdrops, they are extensions of the characters, reflecting their moods, relationships, and growth. The protagonist's home, for example, is layered with details that make it feel real and relatable. Furniture, decor, and clutter reflect the dynamics of a playful family life, while personal items and spaces within the home subtly reveal the boy's personality, interests, and quirks. These small touches create a sense of authenticity, allowing the audience to feel like they are stepping into a real household rather than a generic set. Even minor props, such as toys, books, or personal keepsakes, are thoughtfully placed to add character depth and visual storytelling, enriching both humor and emotional resonance. School and neighborhood settings are equally well-crafted, adding context, energy, and narrative possibilities. Classrooms, playgrounds, and streets are designed to feel lived in, bustling, and dynamic, providing a natural backdrop for adventure, friendship, and mischief. These locations are visually engaging, using color, texture, and layout to support the story while allowing characters to interact creatively with their surroundings. Scenes in public spaces, parks, or streets often incorporate dynamic props and environmental details that heighten both comedic and action sequences, reinforcing the protagonist's playful perspective and adventurous spirit. Adventure and imaginative sequences showcase the production team's creativity and attention to visual storytelling. Sets designed for imaginative play, fantastical challenges, or chaotic escapades are both visually striking and functional, allowing actors to interact physically while maintaining narrative clarity. Whether it's a whimsical obstacle course, an exaggerated backyard adventure, or a playful chaotic scene, the set design amplifies the energy and humor of the story, making these sequences more immersive and memorable. Practical details, ramps, props, and interactive elements are often combined with subtle CGI enhancements, creating a seamless blend of real and fantastical elements. Props are not only visually appealing but also narratively significant. Each object has a purpose, whether it's highlighting a character trait, driving a gag, or advancing a plot point. For example, a toy, gadget, or household item might trigger a comedic mishap, spark curiosity, or become central to an adventure. The thoughtful integration of props ensures that the environment is active rather than static, giving the story depth and opportunities for visual storytelling that reinforce character and theme. The choice of real-world locations also adds depth and richness to the film. Streets, parks, community spaces, and other outdoor locations are selected for their visual appeal, versatility, and ability to support action and comedic sequences. Natural lighting, architectural details, and landscape features are used creatively to enhance the mood, create visual interest, and support the rhythm of the narrative. These locations feel authentic, anchoring the story in a believable environment while still allowing for playful exaggeration and cinematic creativity. Transitions between different sets and locations are handled smoothly, often with clever framing, camera movement, or production design cues that maintain visual continuity and storytelling coherence. The shift from the home to school, playgrounds, or adventure sequences feels natural and purposeful, reflecting the protagonist's perspective and emotional journey. Each space is designed to accommodate both narrative needs and visual storytelling, supporting humor, emotion, and action simultaneously. Color palettes, textures, and design motifs across sets are also thoughtfully coordinated. Warm, bright colors dominate playful and adventurous sequences, reinforcing energy, fun, and engagement. Subtler tones are used for reflective or intimate moments, emphasizing mood and emotional depth. Recurrent visual elements or design choices across locations help create a cohesive world, making the film feel like a fully realized environment rather than a collection of disconnected spaces. Overall, the set design and locations in Good Boy 2025 are not only visually compelling but also narratively functional. Every environment, from the protagonist's home to school, neighborhood, and imaginative play spaces, is crafted with attention to detail, personality, and storytelling potential. Props, layout, color, and interactive elements all contribute to a world that feels real, immersive, and full of life. By combining creativity with authenticity, the production design ensures that the audience is drawn into the protagonist's adventures, laughter, and emotional journey, making the settings a crucial element of the film's charm and engagement. In Good Boy 2025, the dialogue and script are vital in shaping the film's tone, humor, and emotional depth. From the very beginning, the writing establishes the protagonist's voice, giving him a personality that is both mischievous and endearing. Conversations feel lively, natural, and full of energy, reflecting how children interact with each other, as well as how they navigate relationships with adults. The script doesn't over-explain or force humor. It allows the characters' personalities and situations to generate comedic and emotional moments organically. The dialogue is packed with sharp wit and clever exchanges that keep the audience engaged throughout. Comedic timing is not just in the visual gags but also embedded in how characters speak, interrupt, or react to one another. Quick retorts, playful banter, and well-timed misunderstandings enhance the humor, making even seemingly simple conversations entertaining. The writing gives each character a distinct voice, ensuring that interactions feel genuine and reflective of their personalities. From friends teasing each other to the protagonist negotiating with adults, the dialogue communicates character, relationships, and story progression simultaneously. Emotional weight is handled with finesse in the script. Heartfelt conversations, moments of vulnerability, and small yet significant lines give the story depth. The script uses dialogue to reveal motivations, fears, and desires, allowing the audience to connect with characters on a personal level. Subtle exchanges, such as a quiet apology, a moment of reassurance, or an encouraging word, carry meaning without being melodramatic, adding layers to character development and making key moments resonate emotionally. Memorable lines and standout phrases are sprinkled throughout the film. These moments often arise from humorous interactions or clever observations, but can also appear in emotionally charged sequences. A single line can encapsulate a character's personality, advance the story, or emphasize a thematic point, making it stick in the audience's memory. The script's ability to balance humor, emotion, and narrative significance in its dialogue ensures that the words on screen feel both entertaining and meaningful. The script also excels in pacing and rhythm. Conversations flow naturally, with pauses, interruptions, and reactions timed perfectly to enhance comedic or dramatic effect. Overlapping dialogue, playful interruptions, or rapid-fire exchanges are handled skillfully, reflecting real-world speech patterns while maintaining clarity and entertainment value. This careful rhythm keeps the audience engaged, making dialogue-driven scenes as dynamic and compelling as action sequences. Another strength is how the script uses dialogue to support world-building and character relationships. Characters often reference their environment, routines, or shared experiences in ways that feel natural, providing context without resorting to exposition-heavy lines. Humor and emotion emerge from these interactions, enhancing the sense of immersion and reinforcing connections between characters. This integration ensures that dialogue is always purposeful, whether it's advancing plot, revealing character traits, or creating memorable moments. The script also embraces creativity in its use of language, blending playful exaggeration, imaginative phrases, and childlike curiosity with moments of genuine insight. Lines that capture the protagonist's perspective, his wonder, his mischief, his struggles, make the audience see the world through his eyes. Supporting characters' dialogue complements this perspective, adding depth, contrast, and texture to the story. Overall, the dialogue and script in Good Boy 2025 are engaging, clever, and emotionally resonant. The writing gives each character a unique voice, balances humor with heart, and ensures that conversations drive both story and character development. Sharp wit, memorable lines, natural exchanges, and emotional weight combine to create a script that is lively, entertaining, and meaningful, enhancing the film's overall charm and making it memorable for audiences of all ages. Good Boy 2025 plays with its genre in a way that feels fresh, lively, and entertaining, striking a balance between comedy, adventure, and family-friendly drama. The film clearly draws from the conventions of children's adventure stories, mischievous coming-of-age tales, and playful family comedies, but it doesn't rely solely on familiar formulas. Instead, it blends these elements creatively, introducing new twists, inventive scenarios, and unexpected humor that keeps the audience engaged and guessing. From the first scene, it's clear that the filmmakers respect the genre conventions but aren't afraid to bend or subvert them for comedic or narrative effect. The adventure aspect is executed with energy and inventiveness. The protagonist's journey is filled with imaginative sequences, playful challenges, and chaotic escapades that adhere to the sense of discovery and exploration central to the genre. However, rather than sticking strictly to predictable tropes, such as a linear hero's quest or a formulaic conflict resolution arc, the film introduces unique obstacles and clever problem-solving moments that feel organic to the character's personality and world. These creative choices elevate the story, making the adventures feel spontaneous, relatable, and full of surprises. Comedy is another area where the genre is handled expertly. While the film includes familiar elements like playful mishaps, misunderstandings, and physical humor, the execution is nuanced and layered. Timing, dialogue, visual gags, and situational irony all combine to create humor that feels natural and integrated with the story. The film avoids overused cliches by letting the characters' personalities, choices, and perspectives generate comedy, rather than forcing jokes through predictable setups. This approach ensures that laughter emerges naturally from the world and its inhabitants. Family dynamics and emotional beats add depth to the genre execution. While many films in this category might simplify relationships or lean heavily on slapstick, Good Boy 2025 integrates genuine emotional moments without slowing down the pace or undermining the fun. Conflicts, misunderstandings, and reconciliations between characters are believable, emotionally resonant, and often intertwined with humor or adventure. This combination allows the film to explore character growth, empathy, and connection while still delivering the excitement and amusement expected from the genre. The film also balances pacing and tension effectively. Action, suspense, and dramatic moments are incorporated thoughtfully, giving the story peaks and valleys that maintain audience engagement. Chase sequences, playful misadventures, or moments of uncertainty are heightened with clever editing, cinematography, and musical cues, keeping viewers invested and entertained. Meanwhile, calmer or introspective moments provide contrast, deepening the narrative without losing the audience's attention. This rhythm respects genre conventions of adventure and family comedy while adding layers of nuance and sophistication. Good Boy 2025 also introduces subtle genre subversions that make it stand out. Characters often act in ways that defy expectations. Misbehavior is paired with clever problem-solving, curiosity leads to both chaos and insight, and minor characters sometimes become surprising sources of guidance or humor. These twists keep the narrative unpredictable and inject freshness into familiar scenarios, allowing the film to feel both familiar and innovative. The genre tropes are acknowledged, but they are bent, expanded, and played with in ways that surprise the audience while remaining true to the film's tone and style. In terms of overall balance, the film weaves action, humor, and emotional depth together seamlessly. Adventure sequences are thrilling but not overwhelming, comedy lands without undercutting emotional stakes, and heartfelt moments are engaging without becoming heavy-handed. The integration of music, visual effects, cinematography, and editing all support this balance, reinforcing the genre's energy and charm while highlighting character development and story progression. The execution of genre conventions in Good Boy 2025 is both respectful and inventive. The film honors the familiar beats of children's adventure and family comedy while introducing unique ideas, unexpected humor, and fresh narrative twists. By balancing action, suspense, comedy, and emotional resonance, the filmmakers create a lively, engaging, and immersive experience that feels both true to its genre and refreshingly original. The audience is entertained, emotionally invested, and consistently engaged, making the film a standout example of thoughtful, playful, and effective genre execution. Good Boy 2025 does more than entertain. It subtly weaves social and cultural commentary into its playful narrative, creating layers that resonate beyond the surface humor and adventure. The film addresses contemporary issues such as empathy, community, diversity, and personal responsibility, but it does so in ways that feel natural and integrated rather than preachy or forced. The commentary is embedded in character interactions, story progression, and even the settings, allowing viewers to absorb meaningful ideas while still enjoying the fun and chaos of the protagonist's adventures. One prominent aspect of the film's commentary is its focus on empathy and understanding. Through the protagonist's interactions with friends, family, and other community members, the story explores the importance of recognizing others' perspectives and feelings. Small conflicts, playful mischief, or accidental mistakes often lead to moments of reflection or reconciliation, showing that learning to consider others is a vital part of growing up. These lessons are communicated through action, dialogue, and situational humor rather than overt explanation, allowing the audience to engage with the message organically. The film also subtly addresses diversity and inclusivity. Characters come from varied backgrounds, personalities, and perspectives, and their differences are portrayed as enriching the story rather than causing division. Through collaborative problem-solving, friendship, and shared adventures, the narrative highlights the value of working together and appreciating differences. Cultural and social nuances are integrated into the dialogue, settings, and character interactions, reflecting a contemporary world while maintaining a playful, accessible tone. Community and social responsibility are recurring themes as well. The protagonist's adventures often intersect with neighbors, peers, and other figures in his environment, creating situations that emphasize the impact of individual actions on the larger group. Whether it's solving small neighborhood challenges, helping friends, or learning from mistakes, the film communicates ideas about accountability, cooperation, and kindness in ways that are relatable and entertaining. These lessons are never heavy-handed. They are revealed through the natural progression of the story, making the social commentary feel seamless. The film also touches lightly on the concept of resilience and adaptability in the face of challenges. The protagonist encounters obstacles, misunderstandings, and playful chaos that mirror real-world difficulties children and families may face. By showing creative problem-solving, persistence, and learning from errors, the story conveys that overcoming challenges is part of personal growth and community engagement. This theme is reinforced through narrative, visual cues, and character interactions, making the message both clear and engaging without detracting from the entertainment value. Good Boy 2025 handles sensitive or complex topics with a light touch, using humor, adventure, and relatable situations to create accessible entry points for discussion. Issues like responsibility, consequences, and understanding diversity are communicated through everyday scenarios, playful misadventures, and character dynamics rather than abstract lessons. This approach ensures that the film resonates with audiences of all ages, giving younger viewers lessons in social awareness while allowing older viewers to appreciate the subtle commentary woven into the story. The film also uses settings, props, and situations to reinforce its cultural messages. School, neighborhood, and family environments are designed to reflect a contemporary, inclusive, and interconnected world. Interactions between characters highlight cooperation, negotiation, and respect for differing viewpoints, subtly modeling positive social behaviors. Even humorous or chaotic sequences often carry a subtext about empathy, patience, or mutual understanding, giving depth to the comedy and adventure without interrupting the flow of the narrative. In essence, Good Boy 2025 integrates social and cultural commentary in ways that feel organic, engaging, and fun. Empathy, diversity, community, responsibility, and resilience are explored through character interactions, storytelling, and immersive settings rather than through explicit messaging. The film respects its audience's intelligence, allowing ideas to emerge naturally from the story while maintaining humor, adventure, and charm. These layers of commentary enrich the viewing experience, making the film entertaining, meaningful, and relevant to contemporary cultural conversations. Good Boy 2025 is designed to pull audiences in from the first frame, creating a viewing experience that is both emotionally resonant and endlessly entertaining. The film engages viewers on multiple levels, through laughter, adventure, suspense, and tender moments, ensuring that audiences are not just passive observers, but emotionally invested in the protagonist's journey. From playful chaos to heartfelt exchanges, the story consistently elicits strong reactions, keeping viewers on the edge of their seats while simultaneously tugging at their hearts. Humor is one of the primary tools the film uses to engage audiences. The protagonist's mischievous antics, playful misunderstandings, and dynamic interactions with friends and family create moments of pure comedic delight. Timing is impeccable. Quick reactions, visual gags, and clever dialogue combine to produce laughter that feels natural and earned. Even subtle expressions or minor character quirks can trigger chuckles, making the film rewarding for attentive viewers. This humor is layered. It appeals not just to children with its playful antics, but also to older viewers who can appreciate the situational irony and clever writing, creating multi-generational engagement. Adventure and action sequences contribute significantly to audience immersion. Whether the protagonist is navigating a chaotic playground, embarking on a daring challenge, or confronting humorous obstacles, these scenes are choreographed and edited to maximize excitement. Dynamic camera angles, pacing, and visual effects draw viewers into the action, allowing them to experience the thrills alongside the characters. These moments create anticipation, suspense, and exhilaration, making the audience feel as if they're part of the story rather than just watching it unfold. Emotional beats are another way the film maintains engagement. Tender family moments, acts of kindness, or moments of vulnerability give viewers space to connect deeply with the characters. The protagonist's triumphs, setbacks, and growth are portrayed in ways that elicit empathy and emotional investment. Scenes of reconciliation, personal discovery, or supportive friendships resonate with viewers, providing moments of reflection amid the laughter and adventure. This combination of humor, heart, and action ensures a roller coaster of emotions that keeps the audience invested from start to finish. The film also invites repeat viewings and discussion through its layered storytelling and engaging characters. Subtle visual cues, recurring motifs, and clever dialogue reward attentive viewers who notice details on a second or third watch. Audiences may find themselves discussing character dynamics, favorite moments, or the protagonist's clever solutions to challenges, fostering conversation and engagement beyond the theater or screen. The story encourages viewers to reflect on relationships, personal growth, and the playful lessons embedded in the adventures, making it a film that lingers in the mind. Interactions between characters enhance engagement by creating relatable and emotionally resonant scenarios. Friendship dynamics, sibling rivalries, or parent-child moments are portrayed authentically, allowing audiences to see themselves or their own experiences mirrored on screen. This relatability increases investment, making viewers care about outcomes, laugh at mishaps, and celebrate successes alongside the protagonist. The naturalistic dialogue and expressive performances ensure that these interactions feel genuine and immersive. Even the technical aspects, music, cinematography, editing, and visual effects work together to maintain engagement. Music heightens emotional resonance and comedic timing. Cinematography immerses viewers in the setting, editing controls pacing to maintain excitement and flow, and visual effects amplify both humor and adventure. These elements create a cohesive and immersive experience that keeps the audience emotionally and mentally invested, ensuring that they are fully engaged throughout the film. Good Boy 2025 also builds anticipation and surprise, which keeps viewers emotionally hooked. Unexpected twists, playful challenges, or clever resolutions elicit excitement, shock, or delight, creating memorable moments that stay with audiences. The combination of predictability in comfort zones and surprises in plot or character behavior ensures that engagement is sustained and attention is continually rewarded. Overall, audience engagement in Good Boy 2025 is multidimensional and meticulously crafted. Humor, adventure, emotional depth, relatable relationships, and clever storytelling all work together to elicit laughter, empathy, excitement, and reflection. The film keeps viewers invested, encourages repeat viewings and discussion, and delivers a rich emotional and entertainment experience that resonates long after the story ends. Good Boy 2025 holds its own impressively when compared to other films in the children's adventure and family comedy genre, offering a mix of familiar charm and fresh innovation. At first glance, it shares traits with classic mischievous child-centered adventures, such as the energetic humor of Home Alone or the imaginative exploration scene in Paddington or Spy Kids. The film captures the spirit of these predecessors through a playful protagonist, chaotic antics, and a narrative that blends mischief with lessons in empathy, responsibility, and growth. However, what sets Good Boy 2025 apart is how it modernizes these elements with inventive scenarios, a more dynamic visual style, and a clever integration of contemporary social and cultural themes. When compared to films in the same genre released in recent years, Good Boy 2025 distinguishes itself through character depth and emotional resonance. Many family comedies rely heavily on gags, slapstick, or exaggerated situations, sometimes at the expense of meaningful character arcs. In contrast, this film balances humor and adventure with authentic emotional beats, giving the audience a protagonist whose growth, curiosity, and relationships feel genuine. This approach ensures that viewers care not just about the laughs or action, but also about the character's journey, making the experience more engaging and memorable than many formulaic entries in the genre. In terms of narrative and structure, Good Boy 2025 uses familiar tropes such as the mischievous protagonist, adventurous escapades, and comedic obstacles, but adds unique twists that subvert expectations. Unlike some comparable films where outcomes are predictable or conflicts are resolved through convenient plot devices, this movie emphasizes clever problem-solving, character-driven choices, and situational humor that feels earned. The playful chaos is anchored by thoughtful pacing, character development, and well-integrated visual and musical cues, creating a more layered and satisfying story than many genre counterparts. Director Li. Good Boy 2025 builds upon trends seen in previous family and adventure films while injecting a distinct vision. The director's style emphasizes immersive cinematography, inventive visual effects, and seamless integration of practical and digital elements. Compared to other films in the director's filmography or in the broader genre, this movie shows a keen sense of rhythm, timing, and balance between comedy, adventure, and emotion. Every frame is designed to entertain while reinforcing character, story, and theme, making the film feel fresh even when it plays with familiar genre conventions. The film's use of humor and dialogue also sets it apart. While many family-oriented films rely on broad slapstick or predictable jokes, Good Boy 2025 incorporates clever wordplay, situational comedy, and well-timed visual gags that appeal to both children and adults. This layered approach allows it to compete favorably with films known for multi-generational humor, creating moments that are entertaining on several levels. Even familiar comedic scenarios are reinvigorated by the protagonist's energy, inventive problem-solving, and unexpected reactions, making comparisons with older or similar films highlight the movie's originality rather than its predictability. In terms of technical execution, such as visual effects, set design, and soundtrack, Good Boy 2025 often surpasses comparable films. CGI and practical effects are used seamlessly to enhance humor, adventure, and emotional moments, creating a visually engaging world that complements the story rather than distracting from it. The soundtrack and score are carefully matched to character arcs and narrative pacing, adding emotional resonance that strengthens the film's overall impact. Compared to other recent entries in the genre, this level of cohesion between technical elements and storytelling elevates Good Boy 2025, giving it a more polished and immersive feel. Moreover, the film's incorporation of social and cultural commentary distinguishes it from many similar movies. While other family adventures may touch on lessons about friendship, responsibility, or family, Good Boy 2025 subtly integrates themes of empathy, diversity, community, and resilience in ways that feel organic and contemporary. These layers give the movie depth, encouraging discussion and reflection, and make it stand out among films that primarily focus on humor and action without offering thoughtful subtext. Ultimately, Good Boy 2025 balances homage and innovation. It pays tribute to classic and contemporary family adventure films with its humor, energetic protagonist, and playful scenarios while carving its own identity through deeper character arcs, inventive narrative choices, immersive visuals, and meaningful thematic undertones. In comparison to other films in the genre, franchise, or the director's filmography, it feels both familiar and refreshingly original, entertaining, emotionally engaging, and thoughtfully crafted. Good Boy 2025 is more than a playful adventure. It's a film layered with subtle symbolism and clever metaphors that enrich its storytelling and give depth to the narrative. While the surface is full of humor, mischief, and chaotic antics, attentive viewers will notice recurring motifs and visual cues that reflect the protagonist's inner journey, relationships, and the broader themes of growth, curiosity, and resilience. These elements operate almost like a secret language, adding layers of meaning without ever slowing down the entertainment or comedic energy of the film. One of the most prominent symbolic elements is the use of space and environment to mirror the protagonist's personal growth. Open, bright, and expansive settings often appear during moments of discovery and adventure, symbolizing curiosity, freedom, and the limitless possibilities of childhood. Conversely, confined or cluttered spaces appear in moments of challenge, conflict, or introspection, visually reinforcing feelings of limitation, uncertainty, or reflection. These spatial metaphors are subtle but effective, allowing the audience to feel the emotional tone of a scene without relying solely on dialogue or exposition. Objects and props also carry symbolic weight throughout the film. Toys, gadgets, or seemingly mundane items often serve as metaphors for creativity, problem-solving, or personal growth. A favorite toy might represent innocence or nostalgia, while a cleverly used household item could symbolize ingenuity or resourcefulness. Even mishaps and playful chaos are imbued with symbolic meaning, reflecting lessons in responsibility, cause and effect, or the consequences of impulsive decisions. The film rewards observant viewers who notice how repeated use of objects or visual motifs ties into character development and overarching themes. Visual motifs recur to reinforce narrative and emotional threads. For example, certain colors, patterns, or recurring shapes may appear during key sequences, subtly connecting moments of triumph, reflection, or mischief. A bright red backpack or a patterned ball might appear in multiple adventure sequences, becoming a visual anchor that reminds audiences of the protagonist's journey, curiosity, or relationships. These motifs work in harmony with cinematography, music, and editing to create cohesion, making the story feel richer and more interconnected. Metaphors are often embedded in the protagonist's actions and adventures. Mischievous antics or playful experiments are rarely just for laughs. They often reflect broader life lessons or emotional growth. A chaotic chase might metaphorically represent the unpredictability of childhood or the learning process, while moments of collaboration with friends can symbolize trust, empathy, and social understanding. These metaphorical layers add depth to the narrative, allowing the film to communicate its themes in a way that feels natural, entertaining, and visually engaging. The interplay between light and shadow also functions as a metaphorical device. Scenes with bright, warm lighting often coincide with discovery, joy, or emotional connection, while dimmer or contrasting lighting appears during tension, uncertainty, or introspection. This use of visual contrast reinforces mood and subtly guides the audience's emotional responses, amplifying both humor and heartfelt moments without overtly signaling the message. Even comedic elements carry symbolic undertones. Slapstick mishaps, playful misadventures, or exaggerated stunts often metaphorically reflect learning experiences, resilience, or the consequences of curiosity. By linking humor to deeper meaning, the film ensures that laughter and reflection coexist, giving the audience multiple layers of engagement. Visual gags often double as metaphors for problem-solving, risk-taking, or the balance between freedom and responsibility, reinforcing thematic content through entertaining action. Music and sound cues also serve as symbolic devices. Certain melodies or motifs recur during key emotional beats, representing the protagonist's growth, relationships, or shifts in perspective. The score interacts with visual symbolism to reinforce meaning, creating an immersive storytelling experience that communicates themes both audibly and visually. This layered approach allows the audience to engage on multiple sensory levels while subtly internalizing the film's messages. Ultimately, Good Boy 2025 uses symbolism and metaphors to enrich its narrative without ever interrupting the fun, adventure, or humor. Spaces, objects, colors, visual motifs, actions, lighting, and music all carry layers of meaning that reinforce the film's themes of curiosity, growth, empathy, and resilience. These elements create a richer viewing experience, inviting audiences to notice connections, draw interpretations, and engage with the story on a deeper level while still enjoying the playful energy and mischievous charm of the protagonist. Good Boy 2025 isn't just a standalone story. It situates itself within a broader cinematic context that both honors familiar tropes of children's adventure films and innovates in ways that make it feel contemporary and fresh. While it is not part of an established franchise, it draws inspiration from the long lineage of mischievous, adventurous protagonists in family cinema, echoing classics while carving out its unique identity. The film positions itself as a modern exploration of childhood curiosity and mischief, taking cues from beloved predecessors, but updating the humor, visuals, and themes to resonate with today's audiences. In terms of historical context within the genre, Good Boy 2025 reflects the evolution of family adventure films over the past few decades. Early films in this lineage often relied heavily on slapstick, situational humor, and exaggerated adventures, with characters' personal growth woven in but secondary to comedic set pieces. In contrast, Good Boy 2025 integrates narrative depth, emotional resonance, and thematic layering alongside humor, demonstrating how contemporary family films have shifted toward more holistic storytelling. The film acknowledges these historical influences while expanding the genre's boundaries through inventive cinematography, sophisticated visual effects, and culturally relevant themes, making it both a tribute and a forward-looking entry. The movie also situates itself in the broader landscape of modern media consumption. Unlike classic entries where theatrical viewing dominated, Good Boy 2025 is crafted with flexibility for streaming, digital rentals, and broader home audiences, reflecting the way contemporary families engage with content. This context influences the pacing, humor, and narrative design. Sequences are structured to capture attention quickly. Jokes and visual gags land immediately, and story beats are designed to resonate across multiple viewings, all of which respond to the current historical moment in film distribution and audience behavior. Even without being part of a continuing franchise, the film subtly establishes its own narrative ecosystem, laying the groundwork for potential sequels or spin-offs. Character traits, relationships, and the protagonist's mischievous world are built with depth and consistency, suggesting that this universe could expand in future installments. Recurring motifs, themes of curiosity and growth, and the protagonist's evolving relationships all contribute to a sense of continuity and potential longitudinal storytelling, which is characteristic of successful franchises in family cinema. This approach gives the film a sense of longevity, as if it exists within a larger narrative tradition, even as it remains self-contained and accessible to new viewers. Good Boy 2025 also reflects the historical evolution of production techniques in family films. The seamless integration of practical effects and modern CGI demonstrates how technology has advanced, allowing for more immersive, imaginative, and dynamic storytelling than earlier entries in the genre. Set design, visual motifs, music, and editing all reflect contemporary cinematic standards while echoing stylistic choices from historical films, creating a bridge between the past and present. The film honors the craftsmanship and charm of its predecessors while showcasing innovations that define modern family adventure cinema. Cultural context is another layer that situates the film historically. While older films in the genre often operated within relatively homogeneous cultural frameworks, Good Boy 2025 embraces diversity, inclusion, and contemporary social awareness. Characters from varied backgrounds, scenarios highlighting community and empathy, and playful exploration of different perspectives reflect broader societal changes in the way family stories are told. This historical awareness enriches the film, making it feel both of its time and part of a longer tradition of stories about childhood, curiosity, and adventure. In essence, Good Boy 2025 functions as a modern continuation of the family adventure tradition, simultaneously acknowledging historical influences and contributing its own innovations. While not part of an ongoing franchise, it establishes a narrative universe with potential for expansion, situates itself in contemporary cultural and technological contexts, and honors the lineage of mischievous, adventurous storytelling. The result is a film that feels both timeless in its appeal and distinctly of its era, bridging classic genre conventions with the expectations and sensibilities of modern audiences. Good Boy 2025 is a textbook example of how a modest budget and a unique concept can lead to unexpected success. Produced on an estimated budget of under $1 million, the film was independently produced by Ben Leonberg and Carrie Fisher through their company, What's Wrong with Your Dog? Despite its low-budget origins, the film's production quality, storytelling, and innovative perspective contributed to its financial success. The film's box office performance has been impressive, especially considering its modest budget. After a limited release, the film's theatrical run was expanded due to its viral success and positive critical reception. The film's unique perspective and emotional depth resonated with audiences, contributing to its box office success. Marketing played a significant role in the film's financial performance. The release of the trailer garnered significant attention, with over 1 million views in just 4 days, prompting IFC to expand the film's theatrical release. This strategic marketing move capitalized on the film's viral momentum and contributed to its box office success. Audience reception also played a crucial role in the film's financial performance. The film received positive reviews from critics and audiences alike, with a 95% critic score on Rotten Tomatoes. This positive reception translated into word-of-mouth promotion, encouraging more viewers to watch the film and contributing to its box office earnings. In summary, Good Boy 2025 demonstrates how a unique concept, modest budget, strategic marketing, and positive audience reception can lead to financial success in the film industry. The film's performance serves as a testament to the potential of independent films in today's cinematic landscape. Good Boy 2025, the indie horror film that has captivated audiences with its unique perspective and emotional depth, is set to release in theaters on October 3, 2025. Directed by Ben Leonberg and starring his real-life dog, Indy, the film tells the story of a loyal canine who senses supernatural forces threatening his owner in a rural farmhouse. TechRadar 1. Following its theatrical debut, Good Boy will be available for streaming on Shudder, a platform known for its curated selection of horror films. Shudder offers an ad-free experience and a vast catalog of indie and mainstream horror films, making it an ideal platform for fans of the genre. Netflix Junkie 2. TechRadar 1. For those interested in watching the film in theaters, it's advisable to check local listings on platforms like Fandango or Atom Tickets to find showtimes and purchase tickets. Movie Insider 3. Whether you choose to experience Good Boy on the big screen or from the comfort of your home, the film promises a unique and emotionally resonant horror experience. People.com 4. 1. https://www.techradar.com/streaming/entertainment/thinking about getting a Shudder streaming subscription. This heartbreaking horror movie with % on Rotten Tomatoes is the perfect excuse. UTM_or sequels. The most heartbreaking horror movie of 2025 already has a 95% Rotten Tomatoes score, and Good Boy is why you need to get a Shudder streaming subscription. 2. https://www.netflixjunkie.com/Netflix News is Good Boy movie coming to Netflix. Where to watch Ben Leonberg's latest horror movie release date, cast, plot, and all details. UTM_source sequels. SageHDT.com is Good Boy 2025 movie coming to Netflix. Where to watch Ben. 3. https://www.movieInsider.com/m245449/good-boy?mark UTM_source=chatgpt.com. Everything you need to know about Good Boy movie 2025. 4. https://people.com/good-boy-horror-film-trailer-exclusive-1179193/?mark UTM_source=sign-chatgpt.com/good-boy-trailer. New horror film told entirely from a dog's POV gets terrifying first look, exclusive.